Alright everyone, welcome back.
確かにあなたの宝具は使いどころが難しい。
You said it. If what I have it reflect is just a shallow wound, then the damage to the opponent is small. On the other hand, if I try to take serious damage, I could die the instant I receive the injury. The preparations I have to make to use it are difficult for sure, but what's really important is that it's impossible to kill the enemy with Virga Vesta. I can't even aim for a simultaneous strike with theirs. I can return wounds up to a point they don't kill me, but I can't lay a scratch on them if I'm already dead. Therefore, about the best I can hope for is to take a nearly fatal wound, then somehow survive long enough to send it back at my attacker. It's a really roundabout way of doing things. But that was more than enough for me this time around. It's because I got a master with an ace up her sleeve that equals the power of a noble phantasm. A quasi-noble phantasm. Nah, be a mistake to call it that. It's one of the few that, after the passage of untold millennia, has remained until the present day, a genuine noble phantasm. The noble phantasms of servants are just objects that they owned while they lived, and are nothing more than most legends today, lost. But Bazette, no. Those of the Fraga bloodline have stubbornly kept charge of the handed down that sword until the present day. Ataraxia's abilities are those of a simple ray of light, but its additional effects are truly interesting. It can't be invoked for you simply through being charged with magical energy. Rather, it's an interception armament specialized solely in countering. It won't be awakened unless faced with the opponent's greatest attack. As soon as the enemy starts that attack, Fragorak will activate itself on them before they can finish it. Fragorak is an attack with the power to go against the flow of time. As for the result of its use, look at how Saber went down for your answer. Once it comes down to a face-off between two noble phantasms, nobody can stand up to Bazette. If there's another noble phantasm out there that can beat it, it'd need more than just the speed of strength. It would need to have something about it that could undermine Fragorak's special characteristic. As far as I know, there's nobody with a freaking ridiculous noble phantasm like that. Well, except for that one bastard maybe. I'm repeating myself, but in a fight between noble phantasms, Bazette is pretty close to a god of war. Then the rest is simple. I use my noble phantasm to its maximum effect to pave the way for her. I drive the enemy servant into a corner and lead them into using their own noble phantasm. And after I do, it's showtime for Bazette. The timing of Fragorak's invocation or difficulty of activating it are of no concern to me. Whatever kind of pain and hardship is felt by the body of a human tasked with bearing a cursed sword from the age of gods, it makes no difference as far as I'm concerned. Bazette's never made so much as one wrong move in all of this time. As a partner, that's probably the part for most worthy of praise. Thanks to that, she was even able to beat Saber. Only the Ainsbury Master remains. The last ticket to Bazette's heart's desire is almost within her grasp. Man, the fact that things have gone this smoothly means we must have odds about as high as the stars in the night sky on our side. To put it bluntly, there was about a 1/4000 chance that it would turn out so well. That's about the number of stars that can be seen with the naked eye.
しかし、まあ、それも一からやり直しだけどな。
Bazette's eyelids begin to flutter. She takes a pained-sounding breath, but then, as though relieved, lapses back into calm silence. Should be another 20 seconds or so before she wakes up. Well then, when she's awake, she'll be itching for a fight, so I guess I'll go hide myself in the corner where I can shake and tremble in fear. If I try messing with her like usual, there's a very good chance she'll send my head on a permanent vacation from the rest of my body. I guess this is the last time I'll be able to see her clearly. Scratching my head at the trivial but lingering detachment I'm feeling, I retreat to the safe zone. My consciousness slowly returns. Overwhelmed with a fatigue so heavy that my body feels made out of lead, I take another deep breath and feel fulfilled. I repeated this ritual countless times now, rebirth after rebirth. Once again, I returned from that horrid abyss of death and came back here. No, that shouldn't be the case.
なんて。
Why again? Even though I was certain I defeated Saber this time.
破れてなんていない。 私たちは一度も負けなかったのに。
After rebirth, my eyesight is always fuzzy for a while. I surveyed the unit room. Unlit room. Angara Mainyu is not in his usual chair. He's off in a corner of the room fiddling with that puzzle.
よう、目が覚めたかマスター。生き返った気分はどうだ？
The same greeting as always. Like every time I return to this night after a defeat, I confirm the usual matters with him.
アベンジャー、私たちは一体どうしたのです？セイバーを倒して日付が変わって、それから。
I have no memories after that. I have no memories of the fourth night after defeating Saber.
それからってここに戻ってきたんだよ。そんなの言わなくてもわかるだろう。もう何度も経験してるんだから。
He appears as no more than a shadow almost hidden from view. All I can sense of him is his presence in the room. And he's grinning. The laughing face of a demon that delights in watching a human's torment.
アンリ・マユ、答えなさい。これはどういうことだ？私たちはセイバーを倒した。ライダーもアサシンもキャスターもアーチャーも倒した。あとはアインツベルンのバーサーカーを倒すだけだった。なのにどうしてまた1日目に戻っているのです？
I slam my fist into the sofa. My body, still stiff from rigor mortis, moves from the force of my anger alone. My servant, Angara Mainyu, hasn't moved from the corner of the room but remains there gazing at me as he grins.
なぜ答えないのです？あなたは私のサーバントでしょ。お互い協力し合って戦ってきたのに、どうして？
Irritation and disappointment send the words rushing out of my mouth like water through a burst dam. Well, of course I knew from the start that this servant was not to be trusted. I don't know why I'm letting myself feel so disappointed.
なぜも何もないだろマスター。言ったはずだぜ。俺たちは聖杯戦争を永遠に続けられるんだってな。セイバーを倒したところで4日目が終われば元通りさ。あんたが殺されようと誰が聖杯を手に入れようと4日目が終わればこの夜に戻れる。例外はない。俺たちは聖杯戦争に参加する限りこの4日間を繰り返すんだ。それをさ、今さらなぜなんて言うなよマスター。そりゃ身勝手だろう。あんたは何度死のうがこの夜に戻ってきた。何度負けようが一からやり直すことができた。なのに文句なんて言わないでくれ。あんたはそんな都合のいいことに何の疑いも持たず今まで散々頼ってきたんだから。
Wicked laughter. My knees fall to the floor as I attempt to stand up. I still can't move my legs. How pathetic. Between my body without proper blood circulation and my personality that lets Avenger rile me up so easily, I feel about as cool and composed as a child.
アベンジャー、あなたはこういうのですね。私たちが敗れようと勝ち残ろうと関係ない。4日目の夜になれば強制的にこの夜に戻ってしまう。この4日間では死なない代わりにこの4日間しか存命できない。それが私が得た不死身のルールなのだと。
大当たり、実に的を射ている。そっか、初めっからそう説明すればよかったんだな。
My servant begins whistling in an entirely exaggerated display of high spirits. Of course, an explanation like that doesn't begin to solve this riddle. There's still a veritable amount of questions I need to ask him. First of all,
どうして4日間でリセットされるのです？それがあなたの能力の限界だからですか？
さあ、理屈なんざ知らねえよ。ま、一日じゃなくてよかったんじゃないか。
4日目から先に行くにはあなたの宝具に頼らなければいいのですか？
さあ、これは俺の宝具じゃなくて、俺と契約したあんただけの特権だ。なんとかするのは俺じゃなくてあんただよ。
では4日以内に聖杯戦争に勝利すればいいのですか？そうすればこの現象はストップすると。
さあ、まだ試してないが、それで止まってくれればいいな。このままだと俺たちはずっと4日間から抜け出せない。
I grit my teeth. There's no use in talking to Avenger if he can't answer my questions, or rather, if he doesn't feel like giving me any serious answers.
俺たちはずっと4日間から抜け出せない。
Up until now, I thought that all I needed to do was win against the others without dying myself. But the reality of it is, as long as I'm restricted to within these 4 days, they become a boundary that I cannot move. Beyond 4 days. Whether or not I can defeat the other masters in 4 days.
不可能だ。4日ではどうやっても。
I can't defeat 6 masters in 4 days. This time, no, last time when I beat Saber, I was at my limit. We got incredibly lucky in those last 4 days of battle. Of everything that these repetitions have taught us, the last time was just about the most perfect conceivable playthrough possible. And even then, we weren't able to reach Einsburn. However, I make my way through them at the very end of the 4 days. A single enemy still remains.
ではやり方を変える。バカな、それこそ。
If I wait for the other masters to come find me and try to make me out, my 4 days would run out just like that, and even if I fought to the furthest limits of my strength, it wouldn't be enough to make a difference in the end. In the first place, I only have 3 uses of Frogorock available for head-to-head fights like the one against Saber. One I need to use against Einsburn, and one against Saber. So the last one I should use on a servant that can't be separated from their master. No. When I've tried to fight like that, I don't even make it past the second day. Moreover, the other masters aren't our only opponents. That swarm of unknown familiars and the magus controlling them. Say that by some unthinkable miracle we were able to win the war. Even after that, we'd still have this 8th enemy who we've never so much as seen before, with their sights on the grail to get rid of.
なんてこと。これじゃまるで。
As though I'm fighting solely for the sake of continuing the Holy Grail War. As long as my contract with Avenger is in effect, I can never move beyond these 4 days. So in that case, I just need to break the contract.
どうしたマスター。なんか言いたいことでもあるのか？
いいえ、めまいを起こしただけです。蘇生して間がないので。
So every time she tries to recall any moment of trying to break or breach any contract with Avenger, the universe itself turns in on her to make her forget so that they can continue this loop. Or it could be Avenger himself, but I'm pretty sure it's the contract. No, that's the one thing I can't do. And there's only one solution. Abiding by the terms of my contract with Avenger, I must win the Holy Grail War. Even though I already know it's impossible, I must destroy the fetters that bind me to these 4 days.
質問は終わりか？なんだ、もっと激しくなると覚悟してたんだけどな。
The shadow smile hasn't left his face. He's getting on my nerves. That guy's been completely lacking in motivation from the start. Even though he's the one who brought me out of here, he acts like he doesn't care a thing for the war and keeps saying stuff like, all I need to do is kill enemies, right? Without any clear goal, he's just going along with it. He's going along with the Holy Grail War without paying the slightest mind to my troubles. It's like he's just enjoying this fighting that goes on forever.
そうだ。あなたはこう言っていた。聖杯戦争を続けようと。始めようでも終わらせようでもない。ただ続けようと言ったんだ。アンリマユ。
Avenger's abilities gave us these 4 days. So does this mean everything is going just the way Avenger wants it to? The repetition of these 4 days occurs because of this man's wish to continue the fighting and killing.
アベンジャー、もう一度聞きますが、4日間の縛りはあなたの意思ではないのですね。これはただマスターを蘇生させるための副作用に過ぎないと。
ああ、死者をその場で蘇生させるなんてことはできない。こうして一番初めに戻ってやり直すしか手はないんだ。俺と契約している限りマスターは死ぬことはない。それがどうして4日間だけなんて制限がついたのかは俺にもわからない。そうだな、聖杯を司るアインツベルンのマスターならそのあたりのからくりに気づいているのかもしれないが。
The words that Avenger, no, that Angramanyu speaks are without falsehood. He's telling me the truth, or at least that's what I want to believe.
アベンジャー、聖杯にかけるあなたの望みは何ですか？以前はおかしなことを言っていましたが、本当は。
This state of affairs itself is what you wish for. I swallowed those words down unspoken. I can't go saying that now. I have no proof that it's true, and besides, I have a hunch that the moment I speak those words, from that moment on, he and I will be enemies.
俺の望みは変わってないよ。それよりさ、あんたこそどうなんだよマスター。聖杯戦争に勝ったら何を望む？いや、もともとどんな望みを持ってあんたは冬木の町にやってきた？
え？
The smile has disappeared from the shadow's face. From out of the shadows, Avenger's eyes bore into mine, his face deadly serious.
いえ、それは。
What was I going to wish for exactly? A wish. My wish. I don't possess such a thing. If you forced it out of me, I'd probably say to win the war and obtain the Holy Grail is my goal.
いや、でも。
That's wrong. The moment I think that, dizziness assaults me. There's something I'm searching for. Something I want even more than the Holy Grail.
なあ、何を探してるんだあんた。
思い出せない。私はまだ記憶が不確かなようです。
本当に？初めからなかっただけじゃなく？
I fixate my glare in the shadow. The blood is finally returning to my numb legs and I find I can move them freely again.
無駄話は終わりだ、アベンジャー。あなたがどんなサーバントだったのか、初心に帰って対応することにします。
そりゃ残念。せっかく息が合ってきたってのにまた疑心暗鬼の日々か。
それが嫌なら少しは。いえ、私が気を引き締めればいいだけの話でした。アベンジャー、今夜から方針を変えます。聖杯戦争に勝ち残るのはあなたの能力がなぜ4日間に限定されているのか、その原因を突き止めてからだ。
There's no possible way we can win this war in only 4 days. In that case, we just need to find out why everything ends once those 4 days have passed.
なるほど、冴えてるねマスター。けど具体案はないぞ。俺にだってわからねえんだから。
具体案なら先ほどあなたが提示してくれたでしょ。自殺行為ですが試してみる価値はある。それに死んでもいいのが私たちの利点ですから。
I have to do whatever it takes. With the situation the way it is, I can't trust him. That's why I need to find someone else who knows Angramanyu and the other heroic spirits better than they know themselves.
ちょっと待った。さっきのは冗談だって。やめようよ。敵の本拠地に攻め込むなんて正気じゃねえって。とんでもなく痛い思いするだけだよ。
Whether or not that's how he really feels, Angramanyu is opposing me with all his might. The way he's looking at me with those pleading eyes, I can't help but think he looks like a puppy, and I admit that it's somehow charming. But I'll be damned if I let his calculated attempts to gain my sympathy throw me off track.
変更はありません。準備をなさい、アベンジャー。目的地は郊外の森。これから2日をかけてアインツベルンの城を攻略します。
Shouldering rock, and with the disgruntled Angramanyu in tow, I put the mansion behind me. Force of habit guides my hand into my pocket, and I tightly grip the earring inside it. Please let good luck be with me. That at the end of our struggle towards that winter castle, I may find the answer I seek. Oh, alright. Void. Excuse the dog, guys. Once again, I had a dream that has nothing to do with me. I now have a headache, probably caused by my irregular schedule of going to sleep and waking up all at different times. It's just before 6 o'clock in the morning. The light coming through the window is a little bright, and the breeze seeping through the gaps is a little chilly. Another Holy Grail War is happening at night. The city of Fuyuki meets its end on the fourth day. A newcomer that did not exist until now has appeared. These incoherent thoughts pop into my head for a moment, and then disappear without a trace. Even though I've never seen or heard these things before, it's as if a runner next to me is telling me that they're fictitious yet real.
よし、朝の支度をしに行くか。
Does that mean Saber is back? I shake off my odd delusions. The only dream I had last night was one about preparing for the cultural festival. I didn't have any other strange dreams. The sky is bright and clear. I'll go spend another day selfishly filling up an empty room.
じゃ、先に行くわね。シローもさくらちゃんも遅刻しないで来るのよ。
Fujin hurriedly takes off for work. The time is past 7 o'clock. The atmosphere at the table usually takes on a carefree air when she leaves, but today a dangerous topic has been brought up.
先輩、最近街の様子がおかしい気がするんですけど、これって聖杯戦争の時と同じ空気だって言うんでしょ。そんなのシローはとっくに知ってるわ。
It's been several days since the atmosphere in town changed. Saber and Ryder got an inexplicable urge to fight. Oh, she's alive again. Okay, cool. Despite having brought the topic up, eventually we decide that since we don't know anything, everybody should just investigate at their own pace.
さくら、そろそろ登校の時間です。
あ、ほんとだ。ありがとう、ライダー。すぐに片付けちゃうからね。
いけません。後片付けは私とシローで行いますから。さくらは。
お客さんみたいですね。ちょっと出てきます。
もしやまたあの新聞勧誘でしょうか。だとするとさくらには荷が重い。
Ryder stands up, a sense of bloodlust drifting slowly through the air. Seems like the problem with frequent soliciting has gotten particularly bad around here.
いや、ライダーが出るまでもないよ。相手が新聞勧誘ならさくらの圧勝だ。得意分野らしくてさ、むしろ邪魔しちゃ悪いぐらい。
はあ、シローがそういうのなら静観しますが、本当にさくらはああいった手合いに強いのですか？
もうむちゃくちゃにチャンピオン級。けど知ってる人が近くにいるとやりづらいとか言ってたんで、様子を見に行くのはなしにしよう。おとなしくさくらが帰ってくるのを。
Wait for her to come back is what I was going to say. Total time required 30 seconds. Having already repelled the overly persistent salesman, our champion.
ただいま。みんな変わりはなさそうね。
Well, look who's back.
は？
Our champion has come back. Uh-oh.
何よ、みんな固まっちゃって。あ、もしかして私の背中に悪趣味な幽霊でもついてる？あっちゃー、向こう出るときにちゃんと除霊したんだけどな。出費を渋って1年生に任せたのがまずかったか。
Tosaka Rin mutters something disturbing. Behind her stands an embarrassed-looking Sakura.
で、どう？後ろにいるのはどんな幽霊？まさか長い黒髪で柳の下が似合いそうな恨み系？
Just how much of that was intentional? The air feels too tense for it to be a joke.
違いますよ姉さん。お化けなんてついてきてません。姉さんの後ろにいる私が言うんですから大丈夫です。
It's gotten pretty dark again.
そう、よかった。ずいぶんと強い思念だから心配しちゃった。そっか、後ろにいたのはさくらだけだものね。ごめんなさい、幽霊なんか問題じゃなかったわ。
はい、私でしたら恨み事の前に直談判とかしたいです。いきなり出てきたくせに大きな顔しないでくださいって。
たった1ヶ月で言うようになったわね、マトさん。
先輩こそ1ヶ月も留守にしてたのにやるし顔しないでください。
Oh, it's gotten very scary. The affectionate sisters laugh. Scary. This is definitely scary. We're going to die. Ryder is terrified. The next time these two open their mouths, the Amiens residence will turn into a living hell. That's why I said that seeking help from London will end up a worse disaster. However, I am the true master of the Amiens house. I can't allow Kiritsugu's inheritance to become these devils' battleground.
そこまでだ、二人とも。
Prepared to die an honorable death, but no one to pick up my corpse, I get up from my seat.
とま、冗談はこれぐらいにしておきましょうか、さくら。
はい、ちょっと悪趣味すぎましたね、これ。
Tick tock echoes the clock. My half-risen back and stretched out arm hangs motionless in the mid-air.
何今の？
いい先制攻撃でしょ。向こう流のちょっとした冗談をさくらと一緒に再現してみました。
はい、玄関に出迎えに行った時先輩を驚かせるからって姉さんから要請があったんです。
They look really happy. When did these sisters get so chummy?
オーケー、それは分かった。冗談は選べと抗議したいが、今のが冗談って本当に良かった。それは別にしてだ。なんでここにいるんだよ、トサカ。
Saber's back. Yay. A nod from everyone around.
なんでって SOS があったからに決まってるでしょ。私だって暇じゃないんだから気晴らしで帰ってきたりしないわよ。
SOS って誰が？
エミヤくんでしょ。何でもいいからすぐ助けに来てくれってしつこいぐらい書いてあったじゃない。
I wonder if that means if Archer's back too.
そんなバカな。遠坂に助けを呼ぶぐらいなら死を選びかねないこの俺が？命は渡しても魂までは渡さないぞ。
ずいぶんな言い草ね。あなたは私のことなんだと思ってるのよ。魂まで取るなんてそれじゃあ悪魔か何かじゃない。
それだ。自分の胸に手を当てて思い返せ。夏休みイリアの城でお前がしでかした悪行、あれが悪魔でなくて何だというのだ、この人でなし。
あれは隠居時における苦渋の選択よ。私だって好きでエミヤ君を生贄にしたわけじゃないわ。
I guess even Tosaka thinks it's inexcusable. Her answer doesn't have much bite to it. That's good. Very good. Back then, I very narrowly avoided being reborn twice, but it looks like even Tosaka's reflecting on her actions.